It happened. The updated financial regulation takes effect this evening. Act now. As of 5 p.m. today, banking facilities have shut down and a policy has been activated that alters the landscape entirely. Come Monday, your funds won't truly belong to you in the same way. They selected Friday deliberately, ensuring it slips under the radar until after the fact. Limits of $500 on daily cash pulls, a week-long delay to reach your own balances, attempts to shift assets into precious metals like gold or silver or digital currencies trigger alerts. Accounts get locked for a full month. This isn't speculation, it's legislation. We've seen it unfold in places like Greece, Cyprus, and Lebanon, starting with identical signals, and now it's arrived here. The real issue is not whether it impacts you, it's whether you've got just 2 days to respond. Welcome to Straightforward Finance. Before diving deeper into the changes affecting your finances, I have a request. Spot that subscribe option. Sure, it's a common ask, but consider this. If you're past 50, if you've weathered economic ups and downs, if you recall when trust was sealed with a word, you know insights like these don't come from primetime broadcasts. They stem from those who dig into the details, buried in the depths of oversight documents released late on Fridays. So do yourself a solid, tap subscribe. It's for your benefit, as the details we'll cover shortly could mean the gap between readiness and being caught off guard. Also, leave a note in the comments. Where are you tuning in from? In the US, seeing this develop live? In Europe, where comparable measures recently cleared? Or elsewhere, observing the ripple effects approaching? This extends beyond one nation. It's worldwide. Now, let's examine what they've altered with your finances, and crucially, the steps you can take before the week starts. At 5 p.m. on Friday, as U.S. bank locations secured their entrances and staff headed out, the monetary network slipped into its routine weekend pause. Yet, this instance stood out. In the quiet interval from trading halt to the next business day, a directive activated. Termed a measure for maintaining liquidity, it's phrased in such dry administrative jargon that few would probe it. But beneath that bland facade lies a core transformation in how individuals interact with their deposits. The schedule was no fluke. Oversight bodies follow a standard procedure, with late Friday as the opening move. Unveil divisive adjustments post-market as media outlets slow down and folks focus on leisure. By Monday's dawn, it's embedded as standard. No discussions, no input windows, no alerts, just rollout. This directive enforces rigid caps on daily cash extractions, effective right away. Efforts to extract over $500 via machines will probably fail. Not due to low balances or errors, but because the framework now enforces a strict boundary on retrieving your personal funds daily. Head to a branch Monday for $5,000. Expect paperwork instead of currency, a submission needing clearance plus a 7-day hold, a week to touch resources listed under your identity. Essentially, the sector has introduced a distribution system for physical money. But what's the rationale? The stated purpose cites steadiness, averting rushes, safeguarding the setup's reliability. The numerical facts paint another picture. Institutions rely on fractional reserves, holding just a portion, often about 10% of client funds on site, lending the bulk elsewhere. This functions smoothly until mass retrievals occur. When demands outstrip holdings, breakdowns ensue. Currently, hidden in formal declarations and calming updates, sector reports indicate strain. Not headline-grabbing issues, but those in periodic disclosures, risk assessments, and private central bank dialogues. The entities grasp what the masses haven't yet. Reserves are stretched, lending groups are weakening, a collective rush could paralyze everything. Thus, they've adjusted the guidelines, as authorities do when equations falter. Records show a consistent trend. Prior to significant sector breakdowns, currency drops, or broad failures, access tightens. It begins modestly. A cap, a postponement, documentation needs, then escalations, swift or gradual. A $500 machine limit evolves into complete halts. A week-long process turns indefinite. Analysts term this the rejection stage, where leaders claim normalcy while enacting urgent steps. The inconsistency is irrelevant, as by public awareness, controls are fixed. This update also widens what counts as questionable actions. Formerly, alerts targeted laundering or illicit dealings. Now the scope enlarges, shifting to virtual currencies, potentially dubious, acquiring tangible gold or silver. Noted, any move hinting at departing the standard setup mandates reporting. Once marked, holds up to 30 days applied during probes. A month without entry, not for crimes, but for seeking other holdings. This isn't protection, it's erecting barriers to departures. The network is constructing a boundary, a virtual blockade complicating wealth shifts beyond their oversight. Done subtly, on a Friday, as routines shift to rest. Every account holder must ponder why this moment, what aren't overseers revealing, and how soon until clamps intensify. 3 nations, 1 week, matching tactics. As US citizens faced the $500 cap, UK authorities subtly introduced parallels. Australia mirrored within 2 days, identical wording, format, Friday rollout. Not chance, alignment. When setups synchronize across regions, it hints at more than local tweaks. Readiness. Readiness for what? Tucked in the directive is a clause few will scan. Part 4.7, subpart B, item 12. It reclassifies elevated risk conduct. Previously, it covered ties to restricted areas or undocumented large shifts. Now, it encompasses routine acts, obtaining digital coins, securing metal reserves, routing to unconventional venues. Any sign of pursuing options outside norms activates instant scrutiny, not human reviewed with nuance. An automated tag that pauses first, inquires after. The pause, 30 days. A month where obligations persist, housing costs accrue, daily needs continue, but fund access ceases. Notably, no need for illegal proof or odd trends, just aiming for uncontrolled assets. This is asset restriction masked as user safety. Scholars have analyzed such controls for years, typically in developing economies or troubled regimes. Argentina applied them amid currency woes, Venezuela during its money fall, Greece in the euro debt squeeze to curb outflows. The flow is uniform, cap outflows abroad, then from banks, then between profiles. Each presented as short-term, essential, defensive, but short-term often solidifies if core problems linger. Why do advanced countries with solid governance and key currencies adopt emergency tools? The response ties to impending central digital monies. CBDCs mark the ultimate in oversight evolution. Unlike bills, which allow private holding and nameless use, digital forms reside on tracked records. Every deal noted, buyer, item, timing, location, seller. Each exchange a datum, all movements traceable, choices visible to managers. But central entities face hurdles. While paper money stays easy, it'll persist. While dispensers provide without bounds, extractions continue. While other value stores are simple to get, diversification happens. To render digital unavoidable, complicate alternatives. Here, the directive serves as a link. By capping cash, they add hurdles. By marking other buys, they instill caution. By complicating legacy banking, they highlight digital perks. Quick shifts, no caps, biometric ease. That's the upcoming sell. It'll seem logical after months of making options cumbersome. This isn't guesswork. The BIS, the hub for central entities, issued a document 18 months back detailing this approach, titled Rendering Cash Burdensome. The idea, elevate physical money's use cost, prompting voluntary digital shift. How? Caps on pulls, wait times, alert triggers, fewer locations, scarcer machines, a slew of nuisances. Concurrently, coded money frameworks advance. Coded money implies rule-bound units. Envision funds spendable only at select spots, expiring unused, barred from certain buys. Not fantasy. China's digital version has it. Sweden's test features. Europe's digital initiative includes directed use. U.S. banking now fosters conditions rendering such setups not optional but vital. Once cash hardens, alternatives flagged, legacy AA hassle, folks will demand fixes. They'll seek ease, swap seclusion for speed, embrace coded funds over weak weights for $5,000 savings. Yet another angle. Modest enterprises thrive on fluid funds. Not literal notes, but swift movements. Eateries settle vendors daily, builders meet wages weekly, shops replenish stock ongoing, slim profits where delays kill. A 7-day lag isn't minor, it's fatal. Large firms dodge this, no cash dealings, via enterprise lines, credits, bypassing retail rules. This splits the economy. Majors flow free, minors choke. Merging isn't random, it's designed, occurring as folks grapple with new machine caps. Barriers rise, departures watched, and one must consider, inside or out when locks engage. Economists share a notable image in hushed talks. It captures queues spanning blocks outside an Athens bank, dated June 28, 2015. Folks sought 60, not thousands, 60, the max allowed. Greece's leadership declared the cap late Sunday. By Monday, nationwide rationing. Lesser known, 3 weeks prior, June 5th, the finance arm stated deposits secure, no controls, rumors baseless. Weeks later, caps, month on full closures. This sequence, of firm stability, then limit, then halt, never reverses. Chroniclers note it across times, lands, systems. Details vary, structure holds. Cyprus, March 2013. 2 weeks of safety pledges, then Saturday bail-in. Big holders lose 47% directly. Pre-rumor pulls delayed, flagged, too late by reveal. Lebanon, October 2019. Head banker on air. Currency steady, setup solid, reserves fine. Weeks later, informal curbs. Dollar limits from 1,000 weekly down to 0, 4 years on, ongoing. Argentina, December 2001. Froze accounts, 250 pesos weekly cap. Dollar savings converted unfavorably post-freeze. Supposed 60 days lasted years. Seen in Weimar, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Turkey. Flow, pledges, minor curbs as temp safeguards, major ones via crises, halts as urgent, seizures as restructures. When key Western states sink withdrawal curbs, weekly, US, UK, Australia, not reacting to evident issues but ahead, savvy watchers don't query if trouble brews. They gauge remaining window. Patterns indicate curbs, signal breakage, just unannounced. Another facet, weekend biases and breakdowns. Occur off hours, limiting reactions, maximizing entity edges. Bear Stearns Sunday 2008, Lehman Sunday 2008, Greece Sunday 2015, Cyprus Saturday 2013. Weekends offer 48-hour traps. No shifts, no pulls, no shields. Monday, terrain changed. This Friday activated directive provides weekend lockdown. Sunday event, a bank fall, derivative unravel, and holders stuck. No escapes, no safer moves, just creditors and fallout. Language includes it. Part 7, Crisis Authority. Central can halt all if for security or stability. No votes, no approvals. Banking's crypto stance reveals ignore, ridicule, regulate, now flag buyers. Evolution shows concern, not tech, but option it offers. Each crypto dollar exits their sheets. Decentral holders bypass banks. Directive doesn't outlaw buys, just deem suspicious with month holds. Adds resistance, worry, enough to deter while feigning choice. But resistance highlights exit value, past assets, community counts. As curbs grow, surveillance rises, transactions watched, shadow economies expand, swaps, direct deals, networks form. Food producers trade with service givers, skilled folk exchange goods. Not backward. Parallel, off digital eyes. Cash deals, trades, ties. Value surges as formal tightens. Forge now, pre-break for strength. No area growers, crafters, providers. These endure failures. Systems will demand tied digital IDs for access. Built now, biochecks for pulls, face scans for apps, ID mandates. Framed as secure, easy, anti-fraud. Core, dominance. Link finance to ID, compliance via ID. Wrong views, access cut, wrong deals, rights gone. Wrong links, participation lost. Not abstract. Canada 2022 protests. Freezes Sands trial on ties alone. Setup ready, example set. Directive bolsters at home. Ultimate query, wealth's essence. Screen digits, keystroke frozen, permission-based access. Or held, ruled, owned, sans nods. Survivors of shifts answer pre-event. Diversify systems, not just holdings. Add backups, options, avoid single chokes. Grasp real wealth, accessible sans approval. Now, this Friday, as directive starts, window open. Shift to safer spots. Build cash buffers for flow. Get tangible items off bank. Form non-digital ties. Days, not months, remain. Pattern. Curb to halt, halt to take as aid. By news, doors shut. Savvy act amid doubt. Ready while others await, free while seeking okays. In collapses, truth. System wealth is permit, outer is possession. Gap, action freedom when vital. Directive active, curbs on. Weekend here. Monday shows preparers versus delayers. Choice personal, window narrowing via unelected calls. One flip, machines off. One word, all frozen. Lockdown base legal now. Today $500, tomorrow none. Math drives, derivatives at quadrillion dollars, bets on bets, leverage till snap. One fail cascades, defaults, calls, sales, drops, more fails. Interlinked. Weekend bank drop, spreads pre-open. Curbs not saver shields, escape blocks pre-burst. Meanwhile, central entities hoard gold records. China, over 200 tons last 18 months. Russia piles despite bars, even U.S. central ups holdings. Digital pushers hedge with ancient money. No clash, admission. No debt falls. What lasts? Sans trust. Sans setup, sans okays. Accumulate while urging digital faith, curbing physical, fencing exits, cycle full. Rejection fades, curb starts, students know next. Query, when? Edge, readiness. As freeze nears, pattern warns it's late.